Good evening, and thank you for joining us. The government is poised to roll out a small to medium-sized residential site in Ho Man Tin this quarter. The plot of land is expected to produce 250 units. Tallying up supplies from other sites, the total private housing supply for this quarter will top 10,000 units. The government reveals the annual supply will likely surpass the targeted number, but the pace of rollouts will not slow down.
Secretary for Development Bernadette Lin unveiled the land sale plan for July to September with a rollout of a residential plot located on a small to medium-sized site on Thack Kwong Street in Ho Man Tin, which can yield 250 units. Alongside the Hung Shui Q site that closed tenders last Friday, a total of 3,120 units will be awarded by the end of August at the latest and counted towards this quarter's supply. With the MTRC poised to launch the Two Moon South Extension project this quarter, Two Moon Area 16 Station Phase 2 is expected to provide 5,510 units. There will also be 1,320 units generated from the Urban Renewal Authority's Bailey Street, Chi Kiang Street project and about 90 units from private developments. For this quarter, private development, URA redevelopment and MTR projects will altogether provide land for about 10,190 flats. Including rollouts from the first quarter, the total exceeds 12,400 units, close to the target of the year set at 12,600 units. Development Chief Bernadette Lin says, as market transactions have become more active, developers are becoming more proactive in land bidding and launching private projects, but the government will not slow down the pace of land rollouts.
We believe taking all sources together, for this quarter we already have quite a substantial turnout. So we believe rolling out one small site, and that is in the Kowloon urban area, should be something welcomed by the market.
The Thack Kwong Street site is located next to the Ho Man Tin Sports Center, close to the Ho Man Tin MTR station. The government has earlier required the winning bidder to allocate a portion of the site for social welfare facilities.
Typhoon Bavi is also disrupting travel in and out of Hong Kong. Jolie reports.
Multiple flights between Hong Kong and Taipei, as well as Okinawa, are delayed or cancelled from Friday through Sunday. Affected airlines include Cathay Pacific, Hong Kong Airlines, Hong Kong Express, and Greater Bay Airlines. With limited seats, one airline is charging over 4,000 Hong Kong dollars for a one-way economy ticket from Okinawa to Hong Kong on Saturday, several times the usual price. Travelers are coping with the uncertainty. This lady is heading to Taiwan. She was worried the day before that her Friday flight might not departed and prepared to stay in Hong Kong for an extra day or two. However, she received no delay notice and took off as scheduled today. Another traveler also bound for Taipei said she has been monitoring the typhoon and was ready for possible delays. At the West Kowloon high-speed railway station, some trains between Hong Kong and Shanghai Hongqiao Station, as well as Fuzhou Station, are cancelled. Meanwhile, temperatures across many parts of Hong Kong topped 32 degrees Celsius on Friday morning, and the hot weather is set to continue. The Hong Kong Observatory forecasts a high of 35 degrees on Saturday and advises residents to take precautions, drink plenty of water. Jolie, TVB News.
Typhoon Maysek's havoc wreaked upon Guangxi has also caused severe flooding in Guigang City. Over 12,000 students and teachers were trapped in the Xijiang Education Park. As of Thursday, an estimated 6,000 to 7,000 students still require evacuation. Local authorities have launched a multi-department rescue mission. However, rising water levels, vast flooded areas, and complex underwater conditions have made operations difficult. Meanwhile, schools in the park have developed their own transfer plans and registered all information of stranded individuals. Rescue workers are planning to complete the evacuation by using power pontoon, bridges, and rescue boats. Welcome back. Palm Beach International Airport in the United States, Florida, has officially been renamed after President Donald Trump. Now known as President Donald J. Trump International Airport, It is the latest addition to numerous American establishments and services taking after his identity. Hiba Khan has more.
Republican Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed the legislation passing the retitling in March. The airport said the name change cost $5.5 million US. And the Federal Aviation Administration three-letter identifier code was changed from PBI to DJT. But passengers will still need to use PBI to book flights until August 18th, till which the airport name on baggage tags, tickets, and airline registrations will also remain unchanged.
I feel like he's just trying to put his name out there. I mean, I get what he's doing, you know what I mean? Like, do you know, you're our president. I mean, even if someone doesn't, even if I don't like my president, I'm still going to support him, you know, because it's our president, you know. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's an airport. Like, why are we randomly changing the name of the airport?
The Trump family regularly uses the Palm Beach airport when they visit Trump's Mar-a-Lago home in nearby Palm Beach. A stretch of road from the airport to Trump's estate was renamed Donald J. Trump Boulevard earlier this year. In an interview with Fox and Friends, Eric Trump, the president's son, said that there was no way in hell he would be letting the United Parcel Service make its mark at the airport first. He added that there's nobody more synonymous with Palm Beach than Donald Trump in all of Florida. Hiba Khan, TVB News.
Ukraine and the U.S. have reached a political agreement on licenses for production of Patriot interceptors. This according to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Zelensky adds that key supplies of the missiles are to arrive in the next few days. Daniel Rao tells us more.
The Patriot is a US-made air defense system that is one of the few Western weapons capable of shooting down the ballistic missiles Russia has increasingly fired at Ukrainian cities. Zelensky said following a productive NATO summit in Ankara, Turkey, Ukraine will receive a package from the US, and there are also some separate agreements referring to securing the latest generation PAC-3 interceptors, short for Patriot Advanced Capability 3. We resolved this issue politically, he said, of producing Patriot missiles for Ukraine. Zelensky said it's now very important Ukraine's technical teams work to get licenses very quickly and start production in Ukraine as soon as possible. Zelensky has long pleaded for faster supplies of interceptors capable of bringing down Russian ballistic missiles, a need accentuated by recent large-scale strikes. An analyst said manufacturing Patriot interceptor missiles in Ukraine would strengthen the country's air defenses in the long term. However, he said it's unlikely to give Ukraine an immediate upper hand over Russia on the battlefield.
But I think conservatively it's very, very difficult to give an exact number on how long it may take to go from the current situation to one where Patriots are being used in volume in Ukraine, home-built, against Russian air defense threats. I would think you're talking at least 18 months, probably longer. This is not going to be a fix for the weapons. Let's say this is not going to be a fix for the air defense threats Ukraine is going to face tomorrow. What it is going to do is illustrate to Russia that Ukraine is preparing herself for a prolonged air war and is prepared to defend herself during a prolonged air war. So that's an important political signal.
Dan Rowell, TV News.
A Cathay Pacific aircraft heading to Toronto was forced to return because of a mechanical issue. The affected flight is CX-828, which left Hong Kong at around 11:10 Friday morning. A flight tracker website shows that the plane was forced to return to the Hong Kong airport about an hour into the flight. The plane landed safely in Hong Kong at 2 p.m. Cathay Pacific says it has arranged passengers to take another flight to Toronto in the evening. A tow truck lost control and crashed into a tunnel wall in the Central Kowloon bypass this morning. No one was injured in the accident, but the slow lane of the tunnel remains closed and the traffic was affected throughout the day. Online video footage shows the tow truck with a trailer attached was traveling along the middle lane towards Yau Ma Tei when the driver suddenly lost control and began swerving from side to side. Approximately 30 meters of the tunnel's wall was severely damaged. The 61-year-old driver passed the alcohol and drug driving tests. Transport representatives say the trailer contained precast concrete blocks weighing over 10 tons and may have resulted in an unstable center of gravity that caused the trailer to lose control. The government says it will introduce a new batch of vaccines to Hong Kong. This comes after a health panel was held at the Legislative Council that focuses on the city's influenza preparation. Mimosa Ngai reports.
Hong Kong has entered the summer influenza season. In a health panel meeting at the Legislative Council, Health Secretary Lo Chung-mau says that authorities plan to purchase a new batch of flu vaccines. Some lawmakers question if the government could bring forward outreach vaccination programs to September.
It's all done before the end of October. The WHO decides the proposed strains in February or March, and then manufacturers will start to work. We receive vaccines in around September.
On cross-boundary healthcare collaboration, a legislator asks the Bureau to provide the cost for each ambulance transfer between mainland and Hong Kong.
Will there be a subsidy for our public? How much are they paying at the moment? Non-urgent cases. It's for the inpatient who has been staying in the hospital for a period of time. So we offer the option of bringing them back to Hong Kong. For the payment at the moment, the price is actually set by the mainland hospitals and medical institutions. We have no power, no authority to interfere on how they arrange the pricing.
Another question the lawmakers have is whether Hong Kongers should be encouraged to see doctors in the mainland instead of in Hong Kong. Asked if the government will provide an option for residents seeking medical consultation on the mainland, Lo says they have no intentions to shift their responsibility to other mainland cities. Memos 9, TVB News.
The Chinese University of Hong Kong has developed an AI-assisted diabetic macular edema detection system. Clinical evaluation shows it improved the accuracy of screening and referrals, which could shorten patient waiting times. Alina Wang has more.
Diabetic retinopathy, including diabetic macular edema, or DME, is a major cause of blindness among working-age individuals with diabetes. If left untreated, it can cause irreversible blurry vision, and severe cases could lead to vision loss or blindness. A research team from CUHK's Faculty of Medicine develops an AIOCT system as an improved alternative to current screening standard for DME. The system introduces new AI techniques to provide 3D imaging of the retina. According to clinical evaluation, it shows high sensitivity and specificity in detecting DME. It also improved the accuracy of screening and referrals. 60% of false positive cases can be screened out early using the system. The team notes human intervention will remain part of the diagnosis to make sure no cases are missed, and they plan to further enhance clinical implementation.
There must be human in the loop, because the AI system, at least for the time being, we cannot completely rely on AI system. So there must be an individual, an expert, who somewhere along the line. But basically, we do not want to miss a genuine case of diabetic macular edema.
We want to focus on real-time implementation, testing in the current workflow, that what are the performance and what are the concerns from different stakeholders.
Experts say the research offers practical framework for clinical specialties. It shows how AI-enabled tool can help in everyday patient care. Alina Wang, TVB News.
And that's the news. Thank you for watching.